good day. Beautiful, bountiful, beloved immortal beings, and good-looking people. You're good-looking because you're always looking for and finding the good. You found good in abundance because you tuned in consciously and conscientiously to Eye on Las Vegas. We bring to you some of the most energetic, enthusiastic, uplifting people from the planet, because that's what Las Vegas is really about. You think it has to do with gambling and sex? Well, that's pretty good, and those are uplifting and interesting and fun. However, really, this is the entertainment capital world. This is a place where high energy, high visibility people come together and spread the joy with your humble host, Barry Shore, the ambassador of joy. And you tuned in for one reason only. It's the best reason in the world, because you care the most in the entire world about you. Y-O-U. And that's right, because when you become the best you make the world a better place. You build more bridges of harmony, create more joy, happiness, peace, and love in the world. You're going to feel the power today because you're going to meet Christoff J Weihman. Oh, just to buckle up in just a few seconds. Now, I am privileged to say that I live here in a place called Henderson, Nevada, which is really adjacent to Las Vegas. And whenever I mention two words, Las Vegas, people lean forward, open up their ears, and their eyes bulge and say, tell me more. Let me give you a data point about Las Vegas. If you take the entire population of New York City and everybody around it, the entire population of Chicago and everybody around it, the entire population of Los Angeles and everybody around it, and you add in the entire population of the state of Florida, it doesn't equal the number of people that come to Las Vegas in a year. 41 million people a year come here. Why? Because it is the place where things happen. And you're about to meet one of the most happening, amazing, interesting, uplifting, energetic people I ever have the pleasure of listening to. And his brand name is Christoff J Weihman. Christoff, please say hello to 533,613 people around the world.
I'm going to take the time right now to say hello to every single one of them. Hello to you and to you and to you and to you. God bless you, Barry Shore, ambassador of joy. My pleasure to be here with you on this fine day. God bless you, friend. Cheers. Thanks for the opportunity.
Getting God's blessings is one of the things. If I started telling everybody all the things that Christoff has done and will be in the process of doing, take the rest of the show. I will tell you 3 data points. Number 1, happily married man, a wonderful wife. That's a very important data point. Number 2, he is a really fine speaker and leadership activation strategist. And here's the most important part. He helps leaders clarify their core mission. There's very few things that are more important to people than clarifying your core mission. Otherwise, it's bing, 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 yeah. And that's when you're at rest. So let's go right to it, Christoff. And
sure.
First of all, again, thank you for being here, making the time to do this. Let's talk about what I call from message to mission. How do you work with that idea of helping somebody understand? And again, this is for everybody needs to know around the world. You are all leaders in your own situation, whether it's you leading one being called yourself, a family, a group, a business, a state, it doesn't matter. What does it mean to go from message to mission?
Message to mission. It's interesting that you and I both say that. Actually, a year or two ago, I actually did a 14-day summit that I launched, and you were one of our speakers on there, and it was in fact called Message to Mission. I find that there's a lot of speakers out there that say things like, well, just put me on stage, just let me know what you want me to speak about, and I'll speak. That tells me that I call that a utility speaker. Someone's like, I'll just show up and speak on anything. But here's what I say. Everybody's message is not for everybody. Write it down. Everybody's message is not for everybody. And everybody's message is for somebody. Everybody's message is for, there's an audience right now that is specific to you, whoever you are that is listening. No matter how great a speaker I am, that Barry is, believe it or not, everybody's not going to resonate with me and my message, because they're not called to be a part of my circle. There are many, many tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, maybe millions that are. And it's important for us to find out what our calling is. And I say for myself, I first connect with heart-centered people. If somebody is not a heart-centered person, then they don't get me. Like, we don't vibe. We're not gonna connect. You may be a nice person, I may be a nice person, but we just aren't gonna gel. We're not gonna vibrate with each other. So number one is being a heart-centered person. And my calling is to connect with heart-centered leaders to help, not just help, but to guide, to support, to coach, empower, equip them to share their gifts and greatness to the world. And it is so important to know what their core message is. So many people are, we are taught to find our avatar. Who is your avatar? But people are, meaning who is your demographic? Who is your perfect ideal market? But how can you know who your avatar is if you don't first know what your message is? If you don't know what your core message is, then you don't also know what is the outcome, the results that you are able to deliver to an audience. So I think that people are doing it backwards.
Let me put you on pause for a moment. I
Sure.
want to unpack a few things. And I am humbled and honored to say we have a worldwide audience throughout Asia, Africa. I mean, I get emails from the Congo.
Sure.
Throughout Latin America, certainly the United States, where the whole world. And the message that you are sharing with us now about core. See, people talk about core when it comes to the physical being. If your core is strong,
Sure,
then you will be able to do many more things than if you only develop your arms or your legs, etc. So focus on core. That's what Pilates are all about. What Christoff J Weihman is sharing with us right now about being heart-centered as the core of your being is what should resonate with every single person listening, even if it's not something that you want and think that's for you right now. So what he's saying is exactly that. Just focus with him on the core. I'm going to mention right now, I'm going to mention a number of times throughout our time together that there is, most of the time, everybody knows that what we do, this is for the ages. People 100 years from now, 1,000 years from now, so you watch it. Wow, I love Barry Short. Let's tune into Christoff. There is a heart-centered summit.
Yes.
J. Weihman is going to be
hosting.
I don't want to just say running, and he's enabling people to attend. And that is going to be on March 28th, 29th, and 30th in Las Vegas in the year of 2026. So just make a note of that wherever you are in the world. I don't know if it's going to have them do internet, if it's going to be broadcast later or record. We'll talk about that. Let's continue, go back to identifying your unique gift, because you did say that, didn't you, Christoff?
Absolutely. And here's what pardon me. I break it down to this gift. So I'm a mentee of Les Brown. Les Brown, I've had many, and like everybody listening, we all have mentors, people that have influenced us, inspired us. And Les Brown has been the one person that has been the most influential in my journey as a speaker. He doesn't really know that, but he is the one. And I always quote him, and he says this: I don't know you. And that's true. Anybody who's listening, I don't know you, but I know something about you. I know that you have gifts and talents and abilities, and I add to it, and a message that only you are meant to bring to this world. And he calls it greatness. You have greatness within you. So I developed Mr. Barry Shore, ambassador of joy, master of the universe of acronyms. Write this down, friends. The word gifts, GIFTS. GIFT stands for greatness inside. Say it with me. Greatness inside, flowing through to shine. Greatness inside, flowing through to shine. And that is what it is about, is identifying your gifts and greatness. When I don't know about you, but when I was brought up, when I grew up, when I was a child, I wasn't told to say I'm great. I was told other things.
It's interesting. On the contrary, unfortunately, the mass of humanity is given incorrect information that what it means to be humble means to not talk about oneself in the sense that you are great. And yet at the same time, we're told by God-believing people, you're made in the image of God.
Right.
But guess what? There's nothing greater than God. So wait a minute, if I'm in the image of God, why am I not great? No,
How can you not be great? How can you not be great?
That contradiction causes too much pain for people and they can't break out of it. That's one of the reasons I have Christoff J Weihman here today to tell you and share with you that flowing river called gifts. Great.
Our gifts. Where do you want to go?
Well, I want to share with you the ability to make that visible. We'll call that the visibility gap and rising impact, because that's really what it is, the visibility gap. I mean, are you a speaker? As you know, we quote this almost all the time, and I think it may be an urban legend. There's a famous study that was done, maybe urban legend, that if you ask people what are the three things that are most frightening, number one to most people is public speaking.
Sure.
Number three is fear of dying.
And so you know the adage, right? People would rather be in the coffin than the one standing up giving the eulogy.
Exactly. And that's why I invited Christoff J Weihman here today, because he's going to discuss with us this gap between visibility and rising impact in the world.
There's so many people. There's a number of steps along this journey. One is identifying your core message and embracing that you have something of value to share, because people have a mindset that, well, I don't have a certification. You don't need if you want to get a certification, get a certification. I'm a believer in continual education. I do coach people. I do training. But as you are learning and growing and developing, there's opportunity to go out there right now. There are many people that need to develop their message. So that's one. Or uncover, discover, define their core message. That's another one. Some people are already at the point where they're brilliant, they're gifted, they're masterful. But you look them up and nobody knows them. Because they say things like, "Oh, I hate social media. I don't want to put myself out there. I don't want to make it about me." When the fact, it's ironic. It is so ironic. The fact that you don't want to make it about you, you're making it about you, and you become the stumbling block instead of the channel through which the message is going to shine. Look, we live in an age, we're on the internet. This is how people are finding the ambassador of joy all around the world. We're not going and knocking on the doors. We're not looking up in the yellow pages like the old days to call. So we live in a world where we have all these different platforms, love them or hate them, but they are tools that allow us to get our message out there. And visibility is not vanity, friends. Write it down.
Wait a minute. On that beautiful note, visibility is not vanity. We have sponsors that love our show. We wouldn't have them on if we didn't think they're worthy of your time and attention. We'll be right back. Don't go away. There's more Christoff J Weihman on the other side, because visibility
is not vanity. Visibility is not vanity.
Opportunity. What an opportunity. I'm going to use 2 4-letter words right now. Free gift. Free gift. Yes, you can have a copy of my best-selling book, The Joy of Living, How to Slay Stress and Be Happy, the ebook version, for absolutely free. All you have to do is send an email to me, Barry, Barry, at barryshore.com, and in the heading, the subject line, just write free gift. It's as easy as that. This is a life-changing, life-enhancing opportunity. Barry at barryshore.com. You'll be glad you did. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Free gift. Do it now. Take the action. Make it happen right now. Best wishes. Bye. Good day. beautiful, bountiful, beloved, immortal beings, and good-looking people. Maybe you're good-looking, so always looking for and finding the good. We found good in abundance. Our cup runneth over with good. His name is Christoff J Weihman. You want to make a note of this. Wherever you are in the world, there'll be a heart-centered summit on March 28th, 29th, 30th in Las Vegas, the year 2026. Now, we left our intrepid hero when he was explaining that visibility is not vanity. I want to share with you one little piece, and I have used that as a jumping off point, Christoff.
Sure.
So I am privileged to speak to people all over the world, millions of people every month because of my podcast. I even did an in-person group recently. There were 1072 people in the audience. And I oftentimes ask this question. I was only on stage for about 10 minutes because I was helping somebody else. I asked people this question: how many people here want to be mediocre? And there were 1,072 people in the audience. 2 hands went up.
Oh, my Lord.
Now, wait, when I asked those 2 people, why did you? Just because. And the other one said, okay, just to be different. Nobody wants to be mediocre. And yet the first 2 letters of the word mediocre are what?
Me.
Right. So as Christoff has pointed out to us, being about me is the most vanity in the world. You don't want to be mediocre. You want to be outstanding. You want to break through and do what Napoleon Hill, those people, by the way, most people under 35, if you've not heard of Napoleon Hill, if you've not heard or read Think and Grow Rich, it's in the show notes, just look it up and understand. He talks about me, meaning mental engineering, because that's what you do. You're an engineer. You want a certification as an engineer? Go and be involved with Christoff J Weihman. So we left our intrepid heroes about visibility is not vanity, rising impact. Let's talk about what you do so wonderfully and so powerfully, which is strategic stage positioning.
Yeah. Strategic stage positioning. And also, let me just add, you mentioned rising impact. Rising impact, if I can just comment on that briefly, because this ties together. I've been coaching people who identify as speakers for quite a few years now. These are people that want to build a brand. They want to get on stages. They know that they have that calling. They know that they have a message within them. But there's another group of people that really don't call themselves speakers per se, and yet they hopefully understand the power, the importance, the value of elevated communication. And this is nonprofit leaders. Nonprofit founders and leaders, when they have the conviction, the calling, the mission, unfortunately, it doesn't automatically come with it that they have elevated communication skills. It doesn't automatically come with it that they have this superior confidence to stand on stage in front of cameras with the lights on or media, et cetera. And yet the development and the expansion of their mission is tied directly to the quality of their communication. And so that is what we have created, is a program called Rising Impact, specifically to help nonprofit leaders and team members and founders to rise to that level so that they can, people don't give to causes, they give to people. They want, when somebody is at an event, a fundraiser, a gala, they don't want to hear statistics and facts and data only, because the numbers are not what's going to compel people to say, yes, I want to, like after a nonprofit leader speaks at an event, the audience should be like, come on, let's go. What do we do? Come on, they need to be carrying the torch, a rally cry, just like at their favorite sports event. But I often go to these events and the nonprofit leader, not to disparage them at all, but the first words out of their mouth are, yes, I'm here to represent ABC mission, but I'm not really much of a public speaker.
And by the way, oftentimes they start with, well, thank you all so very much for attending. And by the way, did you notice that Christoff J Weihman's voice dropped 2 levels? My voice dropped 2 levels. Thank you for being here, as if, well, I know it was really tough. And we had to get through traffic. No! Did you hear what Christoff just said? Think of a sporting event. I don't even care if you like soccer. It's the Super Bowl every day.
Look, people are getting on stages all over the country, all over the world. The first, just like you said, the first words out of their mouth. It's not that we don't want you to be grateful, but if you take the first 17 seconds and you drone on, thank you very much for the Jim. It's so pleasure to be here. And so I get the opportunity today to tell you about the 7 keys of effective servant leadership and why this is so important for your company. Let's all turn and look at the slot. Oh my gosh. No, look, every time Barry Shore opens the camera, every time the lights come on, every time the microphone is on, he brings you the energy, and it's in rhythm and harmony and vibration. And if it doesn't grab your attention, then you are asleep. And when somebody steps on a stage,
you will wake you up.
When somebody steps on a stage, actually, even before you speak, because here's what I say. I have 3 main points, foundational. Number 1 is it's all energy. And Barry Shore embodies this, exudes this, and knows this and lives this. It's all energy. You can grab attention without being loud. I have coached people to stand on stage, and with their powerful presence, they draw the audience in, and the audience is leaning forward and wondering what's going on, which is very different than droning in a monotone, one note, one tone, one pitch, one pace, one volume, one speed voice. Your energy before you even say words. When Barry Shore walks into a room, yes, he does have his 7-foot walking device assistant, but that's not the only. Barry Shore, some of you do not know, joined us, graced our stage with his presence a number of years ago at the Heart Center, or at the Ultimate Speaker Competition. He didn't need to join a competition. He's spoken all over the country, but he said, yes, I'll play. This man does not stand when he speaks. And from his seated position on the stage, he was so animated, so lively, he didn't need to be standing. Now, there are people who have 100% mobility, and they don't move. They don't.
Wait, but that,
in the Zoom box, we're all on this this not whatever form, whatever this is, this box that we are in. Most of the time, when people are speaking on an interview show or they're the guest speaker, here's what they get. First of all, they're 90% taking up the camera. So this would be like if Barry, you and I are toe to toe. I'm in your personal presence. This is not effective. That is bad energy. And then they talk. And at the end of their talk, I wonder, do they have hands? Because people think that speaking is this head opening its mouth, saying words for people to hear. And that is about 2% of what communication and what I help people, I coach and guide speakers to become what I call amazing, engaging speakers.
Amazing, engaging speakers. So important what Christoff J Weihman is sharing with us. And remember, SHARE stands for spreading happiness, awakening, rejuvenating energy. That's what he just did.
Yes.
He shared with us the ability for each person, unique individual of over 538,000 people in the world that are opening their ears and their hearts. Oh, he actually said words. I want to begin to understand. One of the reasons we have this recorded is so that you can listen again. First time through, yeah, that's interesting. Okay, it's done, so you can go back and listen again. Yes. Pause it and make sure you take notes. And the ones who are the real winners, listen the third time. because you listen to Christoff J Weihman, what he just shared with you, you do this 3 times, you will be the T word, transformed. See, a lot of people listen to these podcasts and information.
Yep.
Well, there's so much information in the world. You're over information overload. Inspiration. Oh my gosh, it's so wonderful. This is yeah. Okay, Chinese food. 2 hours later, I need more. The T word today, people. The T word. Mr. T, transformation.
I pity the fool that doesn't understand what transformation is. Barry, I know we're only a few moments away from the end, and I have something that I would like to share. Would you allow me?
If you didn't, I'd be disappointed.
This is a poem that I wrote a number of years ago, and it speaks for itself. Epitaph, Tomb of the Unknown Speaker. Here lies the body of we don't know who, for sadly the world never knew his name. He had a message in his heart to share, but self-doubt and fear kept him from the game. He experienced so much in his life, triumphing over pain, heartache, and sorrow, but his hesitation made him question. Watch me, he said. I'll be on that stage tomorrow. This man had a dream to share his gift. He felt conviction, a longing in his heart. He had a plan to be on the biggest stages to inspire others, his message to impart. He watched his mentors. He listened and learned, said aloud and to himself, that will be me. The dream, the passion within him burned. It will happen. Just you wait and see. To be the world's greatest speaker, that's my calling, to change the hearts and minds of women and men. But days turned into weeks, then months, then years of stalling. I'll be the greatest speaker in the world, he said. But the people just said, when? I'm practicing and training to be ready when the time is right. The world's unknown speaker had a beautiful gift, which he kept within. So we, the world, never knew him, never heard him, nor was blessed by him, because sadly, he never did begin.
There are 2 words that I urge people to say. They're the 2 most powerful words in the English language when they're said with conviction, with belief, and with consciousness. And these 2 words are, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Christoff J Weihman, you have graced our stage, sir, with joy, happiness, peace, and love. You have given the full measure. You have unleashed the power of the known speaker and not the tomb of the unknown speaker. You have risen up and showed us what can be done when you allow yourself to shine through with gifts galore. And we say again to you, dear friend, thank you. Thank you. I am loath to say the words I'm about to say. We're coming to a close in our time together.
Yeah.
Session. Christoff, I have 3 quick questions for you. Are you ready?
I am.
Number 1, will you come back again?
I will.
Ah!
No hesitation.
Did you notice that, by the way, no hesitation is a sign of a winner. Seeing signs of win. A winner will listen to this 3 times.
Forget about it depends. Forget about. Go for it. Do it.
Thank you. Number 2, Christoff J Weihman, you have 80 seconds to answer this question, only to put it out there. What is your most fervent desire?
My most fervent desire is to live, as in the words of Les Brown, to live full and die empty, to live my life in service to God and humanity, using my gifts, which is to empower others to find, identify, develop, and deliver their gifts so that we can all be channels of blessing continually. And I am on that path, and it takes many different forms, and it continually is evolving, and it's magical when you are able to share your gift and you see how that affects another person's life.
I urge anybody that can, and if you think you can't, you can attend the Heart Centered Summit, March 28, 29, 30 in Las Vegas. In the
Las Vegas.
And number 3, may I give you a hug in front of 539,000.
Come on.
11 people around the world. Here we come. HUG stands for Heartfelt Unlimited Giving. 1, 2, 3. Remember, you're listening to Eye on Las Vegas with your humble host, Barry Shaw, the ambassador of joy, amazing Christoff Weihman. And here's a blessing to every single person listening from Christoff and Barry. Go forth, live exuberantly, spread the seeds of joy, happiness, peace, and love. Go mad. Go make a difference. Christoff, don't go away.